What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Welcome back to another Bradman Cricket 17 video. With the Big Bash League starting tomorrow, we are here today. We are playing in a Big Bash League 5-5 tournament. We are our Hobart Hurricanes. We'll be hoping to go all the way to the final. So the lineup, for some reason, I've saved them, but they do seem to be a little bit out of whack. I think it's just because it's 5-5 rather than T20. But I will go and adjust them as good as I can to make them as accurate as I can. Before we do go and get any further in this video, remember to smash that like button. Let's aim for 100 likes once again. If you are new, please do hit subscribe. The amount of new subscribers that have been coming in, thanks to Bradman Cricket 17, has been amazing. We've won the toss, and we are going to have a bowl first. Now, I'm going to try and play through this as best I can. I have heard that competition mode is a little bit broken. The game freezes, it kicks you out. So hopefully that doesn't happen for us. But we do just need to cross our fingers, and basically any time it goes to a loading screen like that, I am a little bit worried. But we see Maxi Klinger and Sean Marsh coming out to open the batting for the Perth Scorchers, and we will be looking to go, and as I said, be able to get off to a first win. So Simon Malenko coming in first, the medium pacer, and we are going to go for just a balanced field, because that seems to be a field that does seem to work quite well for me, along with the medium pace. Medium pace does seem to get the job done. So all things going good so far, and we are actually going to start things off, I believe, with a wicket. Very first ball, Maxi Klinger back into the hut. As I said, medium pace is very good and very effective for me this year. Last time around wasn't really great. I wasn't really a big fan of medium pace. It wasn't that I couldn't bowl it, but it just wasn't good. And we're seeing a review already from Michael Klinger. I'm sure there was an outside edge on that one. Absolutely positive. I don't have the sound on, so I can't hear. We get the edge-o, which is the snicko equivalent in this game. And as you can see, big edge as it goes past that. Well, big edge as it goes past the bat. Big noise. I wouldn't say it's a massive edge, actually, looking at it now. And we are going to get the hot spot. So that's quite cool that we have both of them involved in the game. But definitely, you definitely got some bat on that, Michael Klinger. Definitely. You can see the big edge on your bat. And off you go, son. What a wasted review. Even though it is only a 5-over game, a wasted review by the Perth Scorchers. In comes their first overseas player, Ian Bell, who again wasn't in the lineup, and in this game, for some reason or another, is classed as an all-rounder. So we've got him in. He's in at number 3. And don't tell me there's going to be another one. Don't tell me there is going to be another one. Was that a bump ball? No, it wasn't. Simon Malenko, you absolute legend. He has got 2 to just nip away off the seam ever so slightly. And all of a sudden, 2 down in the first 2 balls. That is unbelievable. Adam Voges probably should be the captain. Mitchell Johnson's captain in this side. But Voges, who should be the captain, has come out on the hat-trick ball. No fear. This is a guy who averaged over 100 in test matches for a while, remember, has just gone and slapped that one away through point, and he will pick up his first boundary of the innings. So today, just going back, I guess, to why I'm doing this 5-5 Big Bash League, you know, 5-5 games are good, and they are good to see, but I wanted to just do something a little bit different. Obviously, since the game has come out, 5-5 is basically all I've done. I did a women's video last night. I've done some batting and bowling tutorials, which I thought were quite cool, but there's nothing really else that I can do. You can't really go to the academy and get the best players yet. You know, downloading players is pretty easy, and even getting custom teams like we had in the last game, like I did custom career mode, you don't have to worry about that this time around because there are so many leagues in the career. Malenko picks up his 3rd wicket of the over. Voges goes for 4, caught by Kumar out there on the boundary, the great Kumar Sangakkara. And what a start. We could not ask for much more than that. Mitchell Marsh coming in now. He will be looking to have a good Big Bash League. I think just to reassure the selectors, not so much in the test format, but I think more or less in the one-day game and the T20 game, that he is their number 1 all-rounder. He is the guy that they do want to go and call on. To bat probably in that number 6 position. People have said that he could potentially bat at number 5 in the future, and that would ultimately, well, it would change the dynamic of the Australian team, and it would help quite a lot to have a guy who is going to get through your 10 overs batting inside the top 5 or 6, especially that top 5. It just changes the balance greatly of the team. You know, you can play obviously another all-rounder, you can play another batsman if you wanted to. It does give you plenty of options to go and play around with things if need be. So I don't know why, but the Scorchers just cannot, they're batting like me at the moment. They just cannot get the ball off the block. And here's coming another caught behind. Would you believe it? Mitchell Marsh is gone. Sean Marsh has been down the other end, the poor fella, and he has seen 4 of his teammates head back to the hut before he has even faced a ball. 4 for 4. What a start this is. Hilton Cartwright, who recently, he didn't make his Australian debut, but he was selected in the squad to take on New Zealand. A good shot by him, and I think Sean Marsh might find... No, I was going to say they're coming back for 2. Sean Marsh might finally get to face a ball, but not the case. He's still not on strike. He's been out there for 11 balls and been down the non-strikers end for all 11 of those balls. So very, very strange. Good over this from Stewie Broad, and he'll be looking to continue that one, lofted down the ground, but just short of the fielder in the end. So just the 3 coming off that over with the wicket. The Scorchers, they are in real trouble. 4 for 8 so far, and we still have some very good bowlers left to come. Obviously, Sean Tate, the quick bowler. We've got Dan Christian and Cam Boyce to finish things off. I am actually going to go for Cam Boyce now, just because I don't really want to bowl him in the last over. I prefer to go for someone like Sean Tate, just because the last over does seem to be a bit of an issue for me, runs-wise. I mean, if we look back to... I'm just trying to think when it was. I think it was one of my 5-5 games. Not sure if I recorded it or not. But really had a team. I think it might have been... No, I don't think it was the Scorchers. It was someone. Can't remember who it was. But anyway, had them absolutely on the ropes. There was no way they should have gone and got anything decent. Ended up making, I think it was about 16, getting 16 off the last over. And that really did go and change the game greatly in their favour. And I think in the end we actually fell about 15 runs short. So it was that last over that really just killed it off for us. And spinning today is a real issue for me. We've gone for 2 4s in a row, make that 4 4s in a row, and I'm just not sure what it is. Hilton Cartwright has come out. He is playing an absolute peach of a game. Absolute peach. We need, I was going to say, we need to try and stop something. That might even be a caught and bowled. You absolute ripper, Cam Boyce. He's been taken for 3 4s in a row and then comes up with an absolute screamer of a caught and bowled to get rid of Hilton Cartwright. And that is, you can't ask for much more than that. Sammy Whiteman in now, the Scorchers wicketkeeper. A lot of people saying that when Australia were having a bit of that test keeping dilemma, that Sam Whiteman might possibly be the guy to come into the side, but went with someone I guess they know, someone who has had that experience in test matches before, Matty Wade. He's not having a terrible series by any stretch of the imagination. And finally, after 2.5 overs, Sean Marsh is finally going to get to face a delivery. And he puts it away. He's needed to get on strike earlier because he has just absolutely put that one away with relative ease. But again, another very good over for the Scorchers. That first, the second one was very good, but that one there has swung the game back in the balance. 16 coming off it. We've got Dan Christian now, obviously the experienced all-rounder. I think plies his trade for Victoria nowadays in Shield cricket and one-day cricket, but a hurricane in the Big Bash League, and that's exactly what we want. Big Bash League anyway, back to that. Sydney Derby to start things off. What a way. That's a great way to get things started in the competition. I think it is just an awesome way to start things off like that. You know, it would be nice if the A-League did something like that. You know, just start off with, or even have a derby, you know, like a derby round where, you know, you could have Sydney and Sydney playing, and then having, you know, Melbourne and Melbourne playing back to back. And, you know, you could do the similar kind of thing with the Big Bash League, and it would be very, very cool. Hitney's gone. No, he wouldn't have been gone. Almost come back for the second, actually. That's how bad of a throw it is. But it would be really cool, and it obviously does go and bring in massive crowds. Apart from that, there aren't really many derbies that you would say, because they are just based in states now, rather than... Well, no, they're not based in states. They're based in cities. So there is a difference. But that really is the only rivalry of such that is about at the moment. So, but it would be really cool if you did do that. And I mean, it's just, as I said, it is a great way to start things off. Like, who doesn't want to see a derby on opening day? Especially the Sixers and the Thunder. The Thunder defending, yeah, they are the defending champs from last year. So it'll be very cool to see them in action. And then the Sixers, obviously very unpredictable. A lot can happen with them, depending on who turns up on the day. They are very, very good. I remember, I actually watched this video I think it was about last week, but the game was from New Year's Eve last year when I think, yeah, the Sixers were playing the Adelaide Strikers, and the game was completely done and dusted for the Strikers, but Travis Head, I believe, still, he just absolutely smashed it. Got 100, again, was looking nowhere near like they were going to get anywhere close. And just, I don't know how he did it, but he just managed to absolutely go on a roll. I can't remember what he hit that 100 off, but he wasn't going, like, he wasn't going slow by any stretch of the imagination leading up to his 50. But since he got to, from his 50 to 100, I think he took Sean Abbott for about 30 in 1 over. So it was a very, very impressive knock that he had. And I guess that kind of, it almost started him off on his international career and set him off on his way. He was touted, I think, before that as a future leader. He wasn't sent over, but I think, like, by choice, he went over. Oh my God, that's some poor fielding. That's going to be 4. That's not what we needed. But he wasn't sent over, but he went over and played some county cricket. I think possibly last season he went over and did that again, just to get him a bit more experience against the red ball and in the white clothing, because, as I said, he has been touted as a very long-term prospect, not only for the Australian side, but to captain the Australian side as well. Remember, he has been captaining, I think, the Redbacks for the past couple of seasons. Youngest Redback captain, I believe, in history. But again, I could be wrong. We've done pretty well here, I think, to contain the way we have. Timmy Payne and Sangakkara coming out. Now, these two are going to be opening up for Hobart on opening day for them. And Jason Behrendorff, such a good bowler, and it is great to see him back from injury as well. You know, the Scorchers have a very good team again. They seem to have a good team year in and year out. But this year, like, their bowling-wise, you think of their batting, obviously Mitchell Marsh, Sean Marsh, they've got Klinger, Cartwright, who's had a great, I think, like, he's had a very good one-day competition, I think, so far. So they do have a lot there. Obviously, Ian Bell, their overseas player. Mitchell Marsh, as I said. Kunta Niles got Australian experience. Mitchell Johnson, obviously the left-arm fast-bowling legend, coming back to play for Western Australia. Because I believe when he played, like, state cricket, I think, because originally he's from Western Australia, but I think went and played for Queensland from a very young age. I'm not sure if he even went and played for Western Australia, but that's where he's from anyway. And I guess to come back to the West, you know, that is a huge gain for Western Australia. And I mean, the guy is still in very, very good form. I think he was bowling club cricket recently, and, you know, was still reaching those very, very high speeds. You can't forget, obviously, Nathan Kuntanile as well, another guy who's had Australian experience, and Adam Voges, their captain, obviously very, very good as well. We won't take the run there. We don't have to go at an incredible rate. You know, the required run rate is already down around 6. And the one thing I think that is potentially going to hamper the Hurricanes this year, and in this tournament for us as well, is their batting lineup. Their batting is nowhere near as great, I think, as it has been in recent times. I think the bowling is still very, very good, very up to scratch. Stuart Broad, I think, playing in the first 4 or 5 games for them. So that's a huge acquisition. And then obviously Cam Boyce, very, very good T20 bowler. Simon Malenko, who bowled very well for us. Jake Reed, who's not in the side today. Clive Rose, who will probably play as well. Dan Christian. So, you know, there are plenty of options when it comes to bowling. I think it is just the batting that potentially could be, you know, a bit of an issue. I think if the bowlers bowl well, bowl first and maintain the team that they're playing against to about 140, I think that's gettable. But there is going to be a lot of pressure on the shoulders of both Timmy Payne and Sangakkara opening up. One of them is going to have to go on and bat deep into the innings, you would say, if the Hurricanes do have a shot at the title. But that's the only issue that I have with the Hurricanes this year. Hopefully, you know, they're one of those teams that always just seems to... I was going to say, I thought that guy was going to miss that there. But they're a team... I think, you know, looking back, I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago when Doherty was still playing for them. That they did, you know, they did very well, and I think they just missed out on the playoffs. Either that or they made the playoffs. And oh god, direct hit, and he was well and truly gone. But we needed a single there. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Very, very close to making the playoffs. I think they may have actually made the semi-finals one year, but they always just seem to finish just outside. And a lot of the time I used to get really angry because, well, not angry, but it got to the back end of the season and Tim Payne and Doherty would get selected for the Australian limited over side, and all of a sudden, you know, you've lost two of your very key players to that team there. So basically, I really had to take that one on because that had been a pretty poor over to date so far. We have gone for 6 now with that with that 4 off the last ball. But still, only 11 coming off the first 2 overs. So we've got definitely a lot of work to do. I was going to say a strange field, but it's not really strange. They obviously have done their homework here, the Scorchers, and know that I do like to hit through cover. So they've got a cover and a cover point there. And that has got to be a wide, surely, umpire. You're joking. It's gone outside the legs. That must be a wide. Not a wide, but that's alright. We'll carry on. Still 22 off 17, so still plenty of time left to go. You know, we can't freak out at the moment. They've actually got a man back there, which is a shame. And I was going to say, I don't know where the wicketkeeper's gone, but they do go transparent, so that does make a difference. But yeah, cover, point, and point. So it is making it very difficult to go and play through that cover region, which, as we know, not only just from this game, but from Don Bradman 14 as well, is a favoured area of mine. We do manage to get one through, evade the field, and that may actually go all the way before it has. So great shot there by Timmy Payne. Again, through the covers. He moves on to 11, so into double digits, and the required run rate still hovering just above that 6 runs and over. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. But as I said, we've started off very well in this over here. And so it does mean if we can go and get another boundary or even a 2 off these last couple, it is going to give us a little bit of extra in this over. 6 off the first 4, so we don't need to go and do anything silly. We just need to go and continue to nudge the ball around. Excuse me, which is what we've done. And that is a very good start. So one left to come, and 15 off 13. So a 4 here would be nice. It would take it down to below a runnable in the last 2 overs. And also, with how things have been going, oh God, but I'm so close to almost running myself out every ball. With how things are going, that would be good. But again, we've got 8 off that over, so we've done enough. We've done enough. We just need to go and carry on the way we have. Again, no resilience, no let up in the bowling. We have had fast bowler after fast bowler. We started off with Behrendorff. Then we had, I'm just trying to think. Oh God, what is that, Timmy Payne? What is that? Behrendorff, we had Mitchell Johnson, obviously. We now have Kuntanal, and I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head who did bowl the second over. But we've probably got Mitchell Marsh left to go, I would say. Or even Ashton Turner. So those are potentially guys that I can look to target. So I think if I can get it around, again, the same thing, 7 or 8 needed off the last ball. Off the last over. I was going to say, if we need 7 or 8 off the last ball, we're absolutely screwed. But if I can get, as I said, somewhere around that required, that will do, through the gap, bit of power. Not much timing on that, but we do still manage to get it away for a couple. Yeah, but again, if we needed 7 or 8 off the last ball, we were stuffed. 7 or 8 off the last over, I wouldn't be too fussed with that whatsoever. But 11 off 9 now, so we just need a few more 2s just to bring that run rate down. A 4 would be perfect. It would be absolutely what we want. Just haven't been able to try and get the timing and nudge it through the field like we would have liked. You know, we really would love to have had a bit more timing on a few of these shots that we could just go and play that one away. I mean, a huge gap, anything on the legs. You know, just behind square, there is a huge hole there. So we just need just anything really, just anything in that region. 9 now needed off 7, so we've got 1 ball left in this over. Again, I said I was pretty comfortable chasing 7, maybe 8 in that last over, but we don't want to leave too much. Again, another boundary here would be gold, so that's what I am going to go for. Oh, get up, get up, get up! Oh, you're joking. No timing from Sangakkara. That's gone. We need 9 off the last over, and we do have a new man in. I'm hoping they didn't cross and that Timmy Payne is still going to be the man on strike. But never fear, George Bailey is here. And as we predicted, it is Mitchell Marsh who is coming in for this last over. And we don't really have anywhere to go for these boundary options, to be honest. If we can squeeze one through point, then we will be able to grab a couple. But apart from that, it is looking a bit hard. But George Bailey, as I said, never fear. George Bailey is here. First ball, absolutely clobbers that one through the leg side. It wasn't that wide of that man at deep mid-on, but it has gone an absolute mile. So down to 5 off 5 needed. So down to a runner ball. And that's exactly what we need. That one there has gone through that point we were just talking about. And George Bailey, where have you been? The scores are now tied with 4 balls left to go, which is quite strange that they have continued with this field here. You'd think they'd bring the field up. But the scores are tied. Mitchell Marsh coming in for that last ball. And we're just going to nudge that one into the gap, nonchalantly as you like. George Bailey, 9 off 3, the match winner for us here today. And hopefully the game doesn't crash on me now, because this is when apparently it has been happening. And there we go, Master of Your Domain. I'm not too sure what that trophy is, but possibly win at a custom stadium. Simon Malenko, man of the match. How can you look past him? 3 for 4 in the first over of the game. Just got us off to that perfect start. Just losing that 1 wicket as well. Tim Payne and George Bailey seeing us home at the end of the day. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here. Do hope you have enjoyed this video. Until next time, this is Cliffy, your King of Career Mode and New Zealand Don Bradman Cricket, signing out.